Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
It's The Session with Mel G.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
classic. Times.
Live straight classic.
I think that we should start with this session. But before we begin, let me ask you a few questions. Have you...
Hey everybody, and thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. I wanted to take a moment to formally introduce myself to any new followers. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you're a day one supporter, thank you so much for joining me on my journey. My name is Melissa, better known as Mel G for those who don't know. I'm 27 years old, a big Sagittarius energy. I'm born and raised in the county of Dade. That's right, Miami, Florida, but I'm 100% Colombiana from Barranquilla. I've always been passionate about hip-hop, and as I got older, I decided to follow my heart and pursue a career in broadcasting as a music media personality. Hip-hop has taught me everything that I know. How to tell stories, how to speak up, how to be myself. It's even made me want to dance. What hasn't hip-hop done for me? So all I ever wanted to do is give back to a culture that's given me so much throughout this life, help it grow, and give back to it. One of my biggest influences in this industry is definitely Angie Martinez, from her interviewing style to the awesome person that she is. And some of my musical influences are definitely Nas, Bob Marley, Aaliyah, Jay-Z and Beyonce, Rihanna, Nipsey Hussle, and my baby Mac Miller. May the legends rest in peace forever. Through establishing my show The Session, I began podcasting many years ago, sharing some of my favorite music. Since then, I've expanded my platform to a YouTube channel called The Session TV in order to give artists a chance to tell their stories in the best, most genuine way possible. Even recently, I launched a new segment called Classes in Session, where I'm breaking down the lyrics to our new favorite tracks, so stay tuned for many more surprises from me. Most recently, I had the pleasure of interviewing both Nick Grant and Sap, which were huge interviews for me. Nick Grant was the first IG Live interview I had, and Sap was a huge opportunity for me just because of all the musical memories I have from him. Another highlight for me was definitely getting the opportunity to interview Bodega Bams in my hometown, just because that was my second interview, a huge one at that, and of course just him giving me the chance to interview him was a huge sign for me to keep going. And of course my first interview for sure was a highlight moment for me, just because it was my first on-camera interview, and all the love and support I received encouraged me to keep going. I started to take my passion for hip-hop seriously in 2014 when I began attending broadcasting school, where they taught me the works. I mean, you name it. Being on camera, behind the camera, editing, working the studios, I learned it all. So while being in school, podcasting was fairly new on the horizon, so the only way that I knew about it was being well connected with hip-hop, from Combat Jack, may he rest in peace, Taxstone, and of course Joe Budden. Joe had a show back then called I'll Name This Podcast Later, which is now known as the Joe Budden Podcast. And his style varies a little bit different from mine. The difference between Joe and I is that his show is more of a kick it with your homies, talk shit with them. Well, I was more on the side of sharing music. That was my main focus. Intros, all the hottest topics, talking over instrumentals. It was like more creating a whole radio style show all on my own. So I was very passionate about that. Unfortunately, I stopped and slowed down because things became stricter with the music laws, and I also wanted to focus more on my craft. I created many of those episodes which lasted 2 to 3 hours long, and they were all on SoundCloud, and since then, The Session was born. Even before doing my on-camera interviews, I decided to do 2 audio-only interviews on SoundCloud, which featured an old group of friends and a classmate turned friend, Marcus McCoy. The desire to reach my goals and not being satisfied with where I'm at is what fuels me to work so hard. Not settling for a 9-to-5 lifestyle, being stuck in a cubicle, that's more like a jail type of life. What I'm looking for is to be free. Not only freeing myself from old habits and anything, just being free financially. I would love to travel and just do what I want and live this life the way that I would love to, whether it's waking up early to follow my dreams or just sleeping all day if I feel like it. And also helping others get free. That's probably my main goal, helping others be themselves and be free and pursue what they want to pursue. So those are the things that keep me motivated most definitely. I'm currently working on more creative ways to work around the quarantine. As I mentioned before, I've been doing IG Live interviews, which has been super awesome and giving me a chance to interact with my followers. And I hope to continue to surprise you guys with many more things. As like I mentioned before, Classes and Sessions, a new segment I started. I can't wait to create more episodes of that. And I look forward to just surprising you guys with more segments, more shows, more interviews. And I would love to get some feedback from you as well. If you're a subscriber of mine, or if you're not, please make sure to subscribe to The Session TV and like, comment, subscribe, anything, give any feedback, anything you guys would like to see from me or more of from me, I would highly appreciate it. You can also keep up with me by following me on Instagram and Twitter. That's at @MelG_The Session. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening to a little bit more of me. I'm Mel G. This is The Session TV.
I'd like to return to the
classic.
I I've always been passionate about hip hop, and as I got older, I decided to follow my heart and pursue a career in hip hop.
A rapper now.
Okay, stop.
You stop, bitch. You fucking stop. Okay, go. I've been passionate about hip hop.
Look away or something goes somewhere. You're gonna make me laugh.
Live straight classic.
Classic.
I think that we should start with this session. But before we begin, let me ask you a few questions. Have you